Alright, so I'm finally back to doing this, and this is a quick review slash answer to the question, are the structure decks Genesys ready? Here we are reviewing the Samurai Warlords. Let's see, this is, at the time, basically bringing the 6 Samurai into the realm of XC summons. And and it would seem that the 6 Samurai has been an archetype that withstood the test of time, but let's see if the deck can still manage in the Genesys format. Starting with, and this is possibly one of the first structure decks that feature a extra deck monster. So let's start with the supposed boss monster of the deck, Shadow of the Six Samurai Shien, the very first Xyz monster for the Six Samurai archetype. Alright, so Six Samurai Shien requires 2 level 4 Six Samurai monsters, which is not hard to do. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card to target a 6 Samurai monster with less than 2,000 attack. Its original attack becomes 2,000 until the end of the turn. Very simple effect. It doesn't really seem to stand out that much, but there are ways, I believe, to bolster the 6 Samurai monster's attack. So this could prove to be powerful for a 1-turn KO sort of attack deal. Doesn't really have much going for it. But it's just a way to get another 6 Samurai out on the field. I believe there are better cards than this, but if the others extra deck monsters have a point value added to them, I suppose this could be an alternative. Let me see. Shadow. There you are. Alright, moving on. We have Chamberlain of the 6 Samurai, which is just a normal monster. I believe this one has, yes, 2,000 defense. It can be bolstered by Shien, though. So, and it is a normal monster, so it has some utility to it as well. Let's see, we have Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai. This is one of the boss-like monsters of the deck. It can be special summoned. This is one of the supposed boss monsters of the deck. It can be special summoned if you control a 6 Samurai, and it has a Scapegoat. If this would be destroyed, you can destroy a different 6 Samurai instead, which can prove difficult. Let's see. Oh wait, no. If this guy gets destroyed, you can special summon a different 6 Samurai from the graveyard. Let's see here. And then we have the original 6. So let's go through them real quick. The original 6. Yoriza. Let me see. And if I remember correctly, they all have effects that go off if you have a different 6 Samurai on the field alongside it. And if it would be destroyed, you can destroy a different 6 Samurai. So, Yoriza can attack directly if there's another 6 Samurai. Zanji. Let's see here. Ah, it destroys any monster that it has battled with or that it attacked. Nisashi can attack twice per battle phase. Let's see, Yaichi destroys a spell or trap card once per turn. Let me see. Come on. Wait. Oh. Okay. Yaichi destroys a set spell and trap card. Kaman destroys a face-up spell or trap card. And Iro destroys any face-down defense position monster. Let me double check something with Sanji. If this card attacked at the end of the damage step, and Iro at the start of the damage step. So yeah, this one would immediately destroy any face-down monster it starts to attack. Let's see. So 6 Samurai. Iraza. Sanji. Hisashi. Yaichi. Kaman. And Iro. And I will say this right away. I say that it seems to have withstood the test of time because every time I face it, I always have trouble dealing with it. Let's see. Okay. Next, Great Shogun Shien. I believe this one is similar to Grand Master of the Six Samurai. This one can be special summoned if you have 2 or more six samurai monsters on the field. And your opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap each turn. And if he would be, and he also has the Six Samurai effect. Let's see. So yes, this is a very powerful boss monster, limiting your opponent's options. And can tend to be difficult to deal with. I believe it's the support that causes problems or something. But yes, very good boss monster with the Six Samurai. Let me see here. Here we go. Let's see. Then we have Shien's Foot Soldier. This, yes, is the floater of the deck. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 3 or lower Six Samurai monster from the deck. Let me think. How many of them? Let me see if I can. How many of them are level 3? Shien's Foot Soldier isn't exactly that great. Because I get the feeling there aren't too many Six Samurai level 3s in the deck. So yeah, this would definitely be on the chopping block. Let me see. Here we go. And plus, it puts the ball in your opponent, much like every other floater. All right, first quarter review. We see the major players already in the deck. So you get an idea on how they operate. They can protect each other, and they utilize team tactics, thus necessitating summoning as many onto the field as possible. Though I remember this Shien being much more threatening, but I guess it was when they released the Synchro Monster that they started gaining traction. Alright. Let's see. Next. Inishi, Shien's Chancellor. Let's see here. Must be special summoning by banishing 2 6 samurai monsters from the graveyard, much like the elemental spirits of before. Once per turn, you can target a face-up monster, destroy that target. This card cannot attack during the turn this effect is activated. So this is a pretty powerful card for the 6 samurai archetype. However, it targets, so it's an annoyance at best, I'd say. Let's see. Spirit of the Six Samurai. I believe this is the Union monster. Yes. So it has the Union effects. On top of that, while equipped, the equipped monster gains 500 attack and defense. And if it destroys the opponent's monster by battle, you draw a card. You draw a card. Let's see. So yes, on top of the Union effects, it will increase the monster's attack by 500, which would be further bolstered by the Xyz monster Shien's, making it 2,000 original attack. This here would make it 2,500. So yeah, this is, I suppose, a good addition to the deck. Spirit of the Six Samurai, where are you? There you are. Okay. Let's see. And then Hand of the Six Samurai. Let's see. This one is very similar to Shien's Chancellor, except there's no way to special summon it to the field. And it requires you to tribute another 6 samurai monster in order to destroy to target and destroy another monster in the field. So this one's a little less effective than Inishi Shien's Chancellor. Alright. And then I'm pretty certain that this one introduced the legendary 6 samurai, or at least made 3 of them more available. Let me see. So we'll go through them right now. You have legendary 6 samurai Kazan. Let's see. You can now this one do all of the legendary have effects? Okay, I believe. Okay, so each one of these has their own way of either special summoning themselves or special summoning another 6 samurai. This one can be special summoned if you have a 6 samurai of a different name. And if you have 2 or more 6 samurai monsters, this card gains 300 attack and defense, making this similar to Cyber Dragon in stats and power. Legendary 6 Samurai Nishi. Let's see, you can banish 2 6 Samurai from the graveyard to return a monster on the field to the hand. Let's see if there's another 6 samurai on the field. And this gains 500 attack and defense if you have 2 or more face-up 6 samurai monsters. So this makes this one 2200. Pretty powerful. Then we have Legendary 6 Samurai Kageki. When this card is, when this card is normal summon, it acts like a marauding captain, letting you special summon level 4 or lower 6 samurai from the hand. So this can instantly get a 6 samurai off, and it if you have a rank 3 Xyz, you can go ahead and get into that as well. And its attack becomes 1700 when you have another 6 samurai monster with a different name. So yeah, all these are pretty good for utilizing an Xyz strategy. For the boss monster, Xyz monster, you would want to use Kizan and Inishi's methods of special summoning to the field while you have a level 4. Let's see. Kizan. Inishi and Shien. Okay. Then I'm jumping all over the place a little bit. Let's see. Now we have Elder of the 6 Samurai. Let's see. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from the hand. Another way to utilize a rank 3 summon, Xyz summon. So I'm unaware of any rank 3 6 samurai. So it's looking, well, we'll get into that when we do the halftime review. Let's see here. Okay, then okay. Next we have these last 4 Shiens. Going through them. Shien Squire. If a 6 samurai monster you control battles, you can send this card from the hand to the graveyard, and that monster cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. This combos well with which one was it that at the end? Yeah, this combos well with Zanji for his effect. Then Shien's Daredevil. When normal summoned, place a Bushido counter on this card, which will become important a little bit later. This card gains 300 attack while it has a Bushido counter. Once per turn, you can target a card on the field that you can place a Bushido counter on it, remove a Bushido counter from this card, and place it on that target. This one's a little weird. Like, it seems to work similarly to Breaker the Magical Warrior, but all it does is give Bushido counters to something. So, yeah, this one you might want to replace with something else. And then Shien's Advisor. Let's see. Well, if this card is normal summon while you control 6 samurai, declare a monster type. While this card is face up on the field, monster with the declared monster type cannot declare an attack or be special summoned. This one's pretty powerful. I can see this having points to it. So, let's see. Shien's Advisor. No points. Which I can see why, because it would be difficult to get him out, because anything that would special summon the 6 samurai, it doesn't apply to the Shiens, even though the Shien's archetype supplements the 6 samurai. Okay. Alright, so now we finally have two monsters in this deck that aren't six samurai, but fit the theme that the deck is going for, which is samurai. We have Future Samurai. I believe we've gone over this one in the Gemini decks. Its Gemini effect is you can banish a monster in the grave to destroy a monster on the field. It's a Gemini monster. If there's normal monster support in the deck, this could be good. But otherwise, this. And I'm hoping that there is support for doing something about the banished six samurai that you would end up having with this and some of the other support in this deck. Then we have the Immortal Bushi. While face up on the field, it cannot be attributed except for the tribute summon of a warrior type monster during your standby phase. If it's sent to the graveyard and all the monster in the graveyard are warrior type, you can special summon this card. This works similar to Treeborn Frog. Every standby phase, it would come back, except this one has a stipulation where all of the monsters within the graveyard has to be warrior type, which actually wouldn't be difficult for this deck. Everything's warriors. So let's see. Mortal Bushi. And Future Samurai. And who got 10 points? Us. Who got 10 points? Huh? Something's off. I don't see any points. But in any case. Oh wait, here we go. What the hell? Why is it in the extra deck? Okay, that's already in the extra deck. Nishi Kisan Shien. Let's see. Kisan Nishi Kageki. Kisan Nishi Kageki. Okay. So that's what happened. Apparently there were 6 samurai monsters added to the extra deck that I wasn't aware of. Okay. So now halftime review. I forgot what I was going to talk about. Let's see. Uh, Dang it. What was I going to talk about? Is it advisor? Okay, yes. So, um, this deck has a lot of ways of getting monsters out, but this seems to be able to support the level 3s more, so you would definitely want to get rank 3 Exceeds monsters for this deck. Furthermore, I would hope that there is some normal monster support or something of the like in this deck to justify having a Gemini monster in this deck. So we'll see. So we have Dark Hole. We've already gone over this one. Destroys every monster on the field and doesn't seem to affect the Six Samurai that much, as they'll be able to replenish quickly. Come on. Alright, we have our first point value, but just 1 point. We're still clear. Let's see. We now have the A forces because warrior type monsters. This one, all warriors you control gain 200 attack for each warrior and spellcaster that you control. Pretty good. But might be a good idea to replace this with something more substantial. And of course, we have Reinforcement of the Army and the Warrior Returning Alive, staples for any warrior deck. Reinforcement of the Army tutors a warrior from your deck to your hand. Warrior Returning Alive returns a warrior from your grave to your hand. Very, very powerful cards. I'm certain these will probably bring it close. Let's see, Reinforcement of the Army, 33 points. Warrior Returning Alive, 0 points. Although I can see why one would have more points than the other. We're still okay, though. Let's see. Alright. Let's go over the Six Samurai support. Let me see here. So we've got Cunning of the Six Samurai. Send a face-up Six Samurai you control to the grave. Target a Six Samurai in either player. And special summon that target. This, I'm not sure what to call it, but it lets you substitute a Six Samurai for another Six Samurai. So that lends to pretty good strategies. Make sure it's so that it doesn't matter if you only have one of each monster. If something's in the graveyard, you can just replace it for another. So that's useful. Let's see. Six Samurai. Well, let's go ahead and pull out a bunch of the Six Samurai support. 6. I failed the 30-minute mark, but we'll still keep going. 6, Temple of 6. Sheehan's Smoke Signal, and Sheehan's Dojo. Okay, Six Samurai United. Each time a Six Samurai monster is normal or special is summoned, place a Bushido counter on this card, and by sending this card to the graveyard, draw a card for each Bushido counter on this card. This shouldn't be too discounted. I remember using a similar card when using Karakuris. So Yeah, it can prove to be at the very least a distraction, but it's also a way of getting Bushido counters, which could be useful, especially through Gateway of the Six, I believe. Each time a Six Samurai monster is summoned, place 2 Bushido counters on this card, and you can use it as one of the effects depending on how many counters you can remove. By removing 2, it increases the attack of a Six Samurai for the turn. Well, a Six Samurai or Shian effect monster. 4 counters, add 6 Samurai from the deck to the hand. 6 counters. 6 counters, target a Shian effect monster in the grave, special summon that target. So yeah, this can be a pretty powerful card to utilize. Let's see. Yeah, to utilize a strategy to end the game. Then you have the field spell, Temple of the Six. Each time a Six Samurai is normal or special summon, place a Bushido counter on this card, and monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack for each Bushido counter on this card. Let me double check. Bushido on your field. So this can use Bushido counters from anywhere. So Temple of the Six, Daredevil will be able to help this card. Let's see. Then we have Shian Smoke Signal. It works similar to Reinforcement of the Armory, but it's for level 3 or lower 6 Samurai monsters. Then Shian's Dojo. Gets Bushido counters every time you summon a 6 Samurai monster. You can send this card to the graveyard to special summon from the main deck a 6 Samurai of Shian with level less than or equal to the number of Bushido counters on this card. Let's see, so yeah, we're starting to see a strategy come up here. So let's see. 6 Samurai United. Where is it? Here it is. 6 Samurai United. Okay. Oh. And we have already reached our limit. I can see how Gateway of the Six would require we require 100 points. It is a very powerful card for the Six Samurai. And with the support it has gotten, yeah, it would definitely need to be limited. Let's see. Then there's Temple of the Six. Shian Smoke Signal. Wait. Shian's Smoke Signal, which has 33 points because it is a tutor. There it goes. And then Shian's Dojo. And we're at the final quarter review, and we've already gone over all the spell cards. The rest will be trap cards. And we are seeing methods of bringing out the Six Samurai, but I'm not seeing any normal monster support. So yes, you would likely want to replace the Chamberlain of the Six Samurai and the where are you? Future Samurai, where are you? There you are. So yeah, you want to replace Chamberlain and Future Samurai as they don't have as much value in this deck. And unfortunately, with Gateway of the Six and Reinforcement of the Army and Shian Smoke Signal, this deck is over the point limit, and so it wouldn't really work out unless you can replace Gateway of the Six. Shian Smoke Signal and Reinforcement of the Army might be too big of an ask to replace. It would have to be either or. Oh, wait, but if you do that, no, okay. Which one had a 1 point? Oh, and you'd have to replace Dark Hole as well to use Gateway of the Six. So let's see what the rest of the trap cards have. Let's see here. Let's start with the generics. Let's see. So we've got do and okay. So yeah, the generic cards for this deck, we have Rivalry of Warlords, which work very well for this deck. Each player can only control one type of monster. Send all of your face-up monsters they control to the graveyard. There aren't that many decks that this could hit, though. So you may want to replace this with a different floodgate. And as for Fiendish Chain, this this prevents a monster from attacking, and it also negates its effects. That can be useful. But there are also better options. But this can be a substitute for cards that have point values. But let's see. Warlords. Nope. Wow. Both cards are... Yeah, you'll have to get rid of this one too. So yeah, this one's a definite bust. Definite bust. Then Fiendish Chain. Okay. Let me double check something. Okay. Alright, now for the 6 Samurai support. Let's see. Although, I think double-edged sword technique is that a 6 Samurai specific? Okay. So, let's see. Return of the 6 Samurai. Target a 6 Samurai in the grave. Special summon that monster. Destroy it during the end phase. Useful for a final strike. Could be useful for defense tactic. But I think there are different cards that could be used better for this. Let's see here. Edged. Okay, double-edged sword technique. Target 2 6 Samurai monsters in the graveyard. Special summon those targets in attack position. During the end phase, destroy them. And if you do, take damage equal to those destroyed monsters. This is Return of the 6 Samurai, but doubled. Yeah, this would be probably a way to special summon your Xyz monster right off the bat during your turn. And it'd also be a good defense tactic as well. But it has the added risk of you taking damage at the end of the turn. Let's see here. Okay. And we have 6 style dual wield. If the only monster you control is a 6 samurai monster in attack position, target 2 cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand. This targets it seems off in the sense that Icarus attack is kind of off. Because, let's see. Your opponent would likely have a full field if you use this, but they also would have target protection. So, it's you would have to play test it, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, you would want to replace it. Okay, then 6 strike Thunder Blast. Remove a Bushido counter from your side of the field to either destroy a monster or destroy or return a card to the hand. This can get over destruction protection, but again, it doesn't get over target protection. Plus, it requires Bushido counters, which would be its which would probably turn this into a brick if you're not careful. And again, these are trap cards, making them a little bit slower. All right. Okay. Musakani Magatana. If your opponent activates a spell or trap card or a monster effect that destroys a card while you control a 6 samurai monster, negate the activation if you do destroy it. This is what I call a Stardust protection, as it requires you to control something, and if something would be destroyed, let's see, by an effect, then this negates it. This I can see more use in, and since it has 0 points, it has more value in this format than some of the other cards that can be more generically used, but are less specific or are less specifically required. And then finally, we have Xian Scheme. If a 6 samurai monster you control is destroyed by Bell, special summon up to 2 6 samurai monsters from the hand. This is a hero signal for 6 samurais, but it uses cards in your hand. Which I don't see that being too much of a problem. There are a good amount of 6 samurai, so it's decent, I think, but there could be better options. All right. Xian's Scheme. So, is this deck Genesys ready? It is way too powerful for the Genesys format. I am loath to admit it, but 6 samurais have withstood the test of time. This deck could, under the right pilot, this deck could even hold its own in the Master Duel format. But as far as the Genesys format goes, it would require a lot of cutting for it to be Genesys usable. Furthermore, it also only has the bare bones for extra decks, but it might not need it because of the support that's in it. It has a good amount of one-turn kill potential. So while it's not Genesys ready, it stands as a testament of how powerful the 6 samurai archetype is and will continue to be, as I am certain it will continue gaining support over the years. Anyways, thank you for watching. Next time, we'll be going over Realm of the Sea Emperor. This one I don't really have a lot of experience with, so that one will be an interesting look. But until then, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure the bell's ringing. Thank you for watching. Controlled Chaos, signing out.